guys want to talk about something that's going to cause mass controversy in the fan base? Well, look no further. There's this magazine in Japan. I'm going to have it up on screen. Just because I think earlier I couldn't really pronounce the name. But basically, to summarize before I go really into this magazine, I'm not talking about the guy who tweeted it, because the guy who tweeted it obviously doesn't like the movie. But the actual magazine, apparently by a large margin of people, according to the magazine, apparently they all voted for King of the Monsters being the worst movie of 2019. Which, I guess that's their opinion. And it's a Japanese magazine, so it's Japanese people. I mean, I guess that's their opinion. Maybe it's just because, King of the Monsters kind of coming off the heels of Shin Godzilla. I mean, I guess I can kind of understand. I just don't understand how you could put it, below the Addams Family or Cats. Movies like that. Rise of Skywalker. But they did it, so it's whatever. It's history. But that's not necessarily the point. That's people's opinions. I'm not going to bash on it. Hell, for all we know, the article could kind of be, the magazine kind of fake that and just chose that movie for some reason. I mean, I'm sure they took it, but it's I can't read the thing. It's in Japanese, so who knows? Something could be either fake there or, not taken into account. It could just be they asked 200 people, and out of 200 people, the only movie they saw was Godzilla King of the Monsters, and that's why I got voted that. Because I think they said they did it off, a large margin vote. But I'm not saying this is fake or anything. I'm just saying you guys got also, for anyone freaking out, take that into account. Don't get upset about it. It could easily be something like that. Now, why would this movie be voted worst movie of 2019? Well, this movie wasn't really a movie that was viewed very well in the eyes of the critics or anything. Definitely wasn't. And there's even a lot of fans that don't like it. Although I would say for the majority, fans do really like it. But the thing is with it, in my opinion, it's a very flawed movie. But I still do really enjoy it. I really have fun with it. And, although it's probably my least favorite in the Monsterverse, possibly, I switch every day kind of on Kong Skull Island or this one. I mean, it's still, I really do enjoy this movie. Now, there's issues with the movie, though. Trust me. This movie is a movie that basically went in, came off the heels of what we had with 2014 and Skull Island. And it definitely just, with Skull Island kind of sort of going towards the cheesy end, sort of. This one started going a little bit more out with it. And, there's a lot of concepts in it I don't mind. Ghidorah being an alien, I don't care. Mothra having fairies, oh well, we have in Kong Skull Island people who can tell the future. I mean, I don't mind stuff like that. But as of a movie making perspective, yeah, this movie is actually really flawed. I think the acting in it's pretty good for the most part, kinda. It's alright. I mean, it's definitely, I would say overall, kinda better acting in 2014 to some extent. Not completely, but I can understand why people say that. But the writing in this movie for the human characters is awful. I mean, it's not the worst thing. To me, it's kind of cliched. I don't know if that's what I want to say. But I don't really enjoy it. And it doesn't really make me care for the humans that much. And there's deleted scenes and stuff they could have left in, which definitely would have made me. It's stuff the humans needed to really be able to connect to them. And, like I said, I was actually writing a script for a big video that's kind of going to go over everything I love and hate about this movie. But, I don't know if I'm going to ever finish that. But right here, basically, I'm already going on a thing, Kyle Chandler's character, he was alright. He was, the main character, but I really, honestly, overall don't like him that much. Millie Bobby Brown was good for what little we had her. Vera Farmiga was interesting, but she wasn't bad. I know a lot of people dislike her. I thought she was she's kind of went through some really weird arcs. And then Jonah Allen, love him as Jonah Allen. He's more of a threat than Thanos. And then, we had like the comedy release stuff, didn't care for them. Sarah Zhao and them didn't get any development, really. They weren't added to anything. That's something 2014 that failed. All they did was kill both of them off. Especially, oh my god, Farrah Famiga, she really got screwed over. I don't know why they killed her off like that. But stuff like that, it's stuff like that. But like, here's the thing. With this film, the really saving point is the monsters. The monsters are like humans in this film. They're emotional. The characters. Ghidorah is so fun to watch. The way he interacts with his other heads. He actually seems like he has like the brain of a human. Like, he seems very intelligent. He seems like he has emotion, anger, all sorts of stuff, pure hatred. And then like, even like, come on, Kevin, stuff like that. I love this King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah is really one of the biggest highlights of the film for me. And it's one of my, possibly my favorite Ghidorah. Probably is. Just design overall and just the way he acts stuff. But I don't think we get to see enough of him. Even though he's the Titan we get to see the absolute most, as far as I know. I kind of wish we could have saw a little bit more of him. But, and aside the point, we had some really cool action sequences in this film. Rebirth, just such a beautiful made shot and scene. I think it was the perfect point to introduce the Godzilla main march theme in this film. The Rodan chase scene was absolutely god tier. Those scenes were awesome. Although the fight that followed kind of got ruined. But that's the next thing with with all the thing, people think Godzilla had a lot more screen time in this film, but actually he had less than 2014. And the reason it felt like more is because it was more spread out, which is something this film did very well, is they spread out the screen time and stuff. And while you guys might say, though, what I'm about to say is kind of a stupid complaint, because I know there's some big YouTubers say it, listen, it's not a stupid complaint, really, at all, to say that a cutaway bothers you. It's not necessarily the fact you said the cutaway bothers you itself, it's just how you really explain. If you just say, oh man, I don't like cutaways because that my attention span's too short, or I want to see more monsters, then yeah, in a way that could kind of be stupid. Movies need cutaways. They need to get back to the human story. Humans are what make movies. The actual characters, whoever the actual characters are, not just big action sequences. They have to do cutaways to keep the emotion going, and that's how you're going to keep more audiences in and such. That's how you keep the general public in. Well, the thing is, though, is that some movies, they don't do it very well. And King of the Monsters has to have probably my least favorite cutaways in the Monsterverse. And it's just the way they use them. See, just the way the fights are shot and stuff. They're honestly they have some amazing highlights and stuff, but they do feel like highlight reels in this film. The final battle in this film honestly did not impress me too much. I did like a lot of stuff in it, but I almost kind of like the Antarctica battle more. Granted, I didn't get chills the same way during the Antarctica battle as I did with the final battle, but in terms of actual filmmaking, I think the Antarctica battle is better. Although, which one's more entertaining to watch? I could probably say, like I said, my opinions could change. The Boston battle will probably be the more entertaining one to watch, but that's if you can get away with cutaways, because there's these long segments with the human characters who I've already explained I don't really care about. And, they're not written to the point where I can actually care what's going on with them. And Millie Bobby Brown, while I like her and all, I don't really care as much to see her on Ground Zero being chased around, and then Kyle Chandler and Vera Farmiga making up, kind of, and looking for their daughter. The movie needs that element, but it wasn't well written. And the only thing well written in this movie was the monsters. They were the best characters in the movie. And I wish the humans were really better so I could actually care. Like with Ford with 2014. I actually cared. When they cut away, it didn't bug me, because I actually cared about Ford Brody and what he was doing. I didn't really care about what the characters in this movie were doing. That's just from a writing perspective. But, that's the thing too. They had these great shots, and then they always got ruined. And, it was fine when the fight first started, and they were explaining, hey, Godzilla's going to explode. I understood why they did that. Then they look for the orca. It's going to come back later. There's just this long segment where they look for Millie. Again, they had to do it for emotional purposes, but that could have really been cut down. And the monster fights could have been shown way more. And it could have been filmed a bit better. Like I said, there's some really amazing shots in this film, the fight. The whole long segment where Ghidorah slams Godzilla, his breath, Mothra just comes out of the sky and gets him in the building, Godzilla slams him. That's one of my favorite shots, like, ever. That shot is amazing. I had so many chills when I saw that in theaters. That shot where Godzilla's shooting his time with breath and Mothra comes out of the sky, that gave me so many chills the first time I saw it. It's such an amazing shot. The music and everything. It's just like I said, it just kind of gets ruined because I didn't like the way they used the cutaways in this film. Kind of ruined the fight for me in a way. I didn't hate the fact there was cutaways. I hate how they were used and how they were implemented for character stuff that I didn't really care about. Not because I am attention span or not because I knew the story. It's because the story wasn't that well written. And that's the thing that kind of ruined this movie for me. Is because the only thing that really was enjoyable about this movie kind of got ruined because you couldn't really enjoy it. And, this kind of turned into a rant, but I'm just saying, to some extent, I could definitely see why people could put it, in terms of general audience, could put it at the worst. But, guys, honestly, I don't think it should definitely be the worst movie of the year at all. I love King of the Monsters. It's such a guilty pleasure. I saw it 3 times in theaters. I own 4 versions of it. Got many of the figures. I mean, I'm definitely... I'm a big fan for this movie. I enjoy it. I support it a lot. But in my opinion, it's not as good as 2014. And that's just my opinion. If you guys disagree with me, I respect that. If you guys want to talk about it or whatever, I respect that too. I have discussions like that all the time too. I'm saying this film, the fights themselves, and, just the movie itself overall and the character stuff, I don't care about them really that much. I love the Kong Skull Island characters. They're so fun to be around stuff. I love the 2014 characters, I think it really does connect well, although, I'm not going to go not in depth because this isn't a 2014 review and I've kind of already went in depth in the past. King of the Monsters characters I care about the least, and I care about the actors the least and stuff. And then the monster stuff, although in this film I probably care about the monsters and more into them more than the other movies, just because how emotional they are and how it's amazing they are. It kind of got ruined for me, but it's whatever. Although this film, like I said, has some of the best and most beautiful artsy action sequences I've ever seen in terms of some of the shots they choose. Like I said, the Rodan action sequence, Ghidorah and Godzilla standing off in Antarctica, Burning Godzilla was beautiful. I think they kind of used him a little early, but Mothra, she looked gorgeous, the Rodan chase scene, if I didn't already mention that. All those scenes are great and all. But like I said, in the Monsterverse, 2014, I would say it's my favorite movie. Now, that's not to take away from any other movies, If it came down for entertainment value out of all 3 of these movies in the Monsterverse, I could probably sit back and watch King of the Monsters Skull Island and enjoy it more in terms of replayability, and like rewatchability and stuff. I don't have to turn my mind on as much, especially for King of the Monsters. I just sit back and enjoy. There's monster action throughout. Skull Island, although there's not as much monster action throughout, it still has a lot and it's fun and there are a lot better and clear fights. King of the Monsters just has more action. And, that's sometimes I'm in that mood, I'm a big fan of the Transformers, Michael Bay movies, other than the 5th one. I love all the movies other than the 5th one. I hate the 5th one. And I could just sit there and just watch those for like hours on end. They're so fun to watch. For me, whenever I just don't feel like watching a super serious movie, I just want to watch some dumb action flick. But I have to be in the mood for that. If any other time, though, 2014 is the best movie, always for me, in my opinion. Again, I was just stating my opinion there. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all this. I thought this would be a good video to kind of give out some of my opinions on King of the Monsters and stuff. I don't think this movie should be rated worse, but I'm not going to defend it, per se. It's in terms of, like, it actually is quality of movie. I don't think it's the best movie. I enjoy it mostly as a guilty pleasure. It's a fun movie. I don't even know if it would be in my top 10, though, if I redid my ranking for Godzilla movies. Not to say I wouldn't watch it. I love it. Like I said, I went and bought 4 copies of the film. And, I even bought, I bought so much stuff for it. I love the characters in the film, like the monsters. And, I love so much about the film. I want all these monsters in a video game, hopefully for the 70th anniversary at least. And, I love the Monsterverse. I want it to continue and thrive. But I think this film kind of went a little out there with it. I think they need to kind of stay and focus with at least Kong Skull Island. But, it's okay. I mean, like I said, I did really enjoy it. I just hope Godzilla vs. Kong fixes all these issues and overall will be my favorite movie in the Monsterverse. I'm really excited for Godzilla vs. Kong. So, but yeah, this film should definitely be above Cats and stuff. I don't know what the hell happened there. Japan, come on.